Hi, everyone, and welcome to Founder Friday, a series from Microsoft for Startups where we sit down with founders and build what's next and talk candidly about the journey behind the technology. I'm Shish, and I spend my days working with founders across retail, consumer goods, and emerging tech who are pushing the boundaries of how AI shows up in the real world. I'm the director for retail and consumer goods within Microsoft for Startups and work with a small portfolio of startups, but that we refer to as Pegasus. Today, I'm really excited to be joined by Anastasia Georgievskaya, co-founder and CEO of Haut.AI. Haut sits at a fascinating intersection of generative AI and dermatological science, helping beauty and skincare brands move from guesswork to scientifically grounded, hyper personalized experiences. Anastasia's background in bioinformatics and biotech gives her a unique lens on what it means to apply AI responsibly in an industry where trust, accuracy, and real outcomes matter deeply. We'll talk about Skin GPT, how AI is being used in production today, and what it takes to scale a deep tech startup, and how partnerships, including Microsoft for Startups, have supported that journey. Anastasia, it's great to have you here. Let's jump right in. Let's begin with give us a quick intro about yourself, about how AI, and what problem you're aiming to solve for beauty brands and the consumers today.
Hello, everyone, and hello, Shish. Thank you so much for having me today at the Founders Friday. How.AI is an artificial intelligence company, and we are leveraging advanced computer vision, technology, generative AI, and dermatology science to essentially analyze skin, hair, and body images and use very similar data, simple data like a regular selfie, and deliver highly personalized skin diagnostics and recommendations in under 10 seconds. My background is in sciences, and I have been always passionate about technology from a very young age. And the problem that we're solving is that if you think about our everyday trackers, probably listeners, some of you now are wearing Apple Watch or Whoop or Oura Ring, or maybe use any other devices like Garmin. But how often are you measuring your skin? And despite the fact we have so many trackers, actually, there is no credible way to evaluate your skin day to day and see if there is any changes in your skin. And it's completely um, s- challenging to understand what causes these changes in your skin. So the problem that we're solving is giving consumers a trustworthy instrument that's very simple, that's very powerful, and allows them to understand their skin, track it over time, and also make actionable advices a part of their daily routine to essentially achieve the skin of their dream.
One of the things that you talked about is one of the reasons why when we are selecting startups for our portfolio, for a curated portfolio, we not only look at innovation that's happening out there and innovative uses of AI, but also the people and the skills they bring in, the domain knowledge they bring in. And how, to me, was that perfect combination of not just a company, a startup that worked with technology, but also the skills and domain knowledge that you bring in that was hugely valuable as well. What was the moment that you realized the beauty industry needed a more AI driven, data backed approach to skin assessment and personalization?
Of course, it's a very good question. Actually, right now, I can say that I have been working in beauty industry for more than 10 years, and I started my career in formulations, development, and clinical R&D. We have been analyzing multiple data sets for consumer clinical trials, and some of you may know and some may not that all of the skincare products are tested before they're released to the market, and they not only have to be safe, they also have to be effective. So by analyzing a lot of this before and after clinical trials, we really noticed that skincare products work. But the big question was why everyone thinks they don't work. And the big problem is that consumers just don't use them right. They buy wrong products or they're not using them as designed. And I think this is where we exactly understood, if products are there and they work, we just need to match right products with the consumers. And why don't we take the methods already existing in the lab, upgrade them with AI, and then also leverage the hardware investment that every consumer already had, which is a smartphone. And so we will combine skincare knowledge, AI excellence, and the hardware, which is smartphone, and make a technology which is very accessible and very easy to use for consumer.
Fascinating, and that's to me, it also addresses the fact that the expertise needed to make those recommendations is something that's very difficult for scale. For having a lot of humans have that ability, but having AI assist that process is definitely helping the scale process of it. And when I heard about Skin GPT, it was fascinating, and I wanted to know more. So I was digging into that, looking at all the videos, and there was a lot of excitement around it. Curious about that. It's a big milestone for Halt AI, and I was curious about that, and I'd love for you to talk about that for our audience as well.
Of course, SkinGPT is our beloved product that we launched just recently, and this is an AI system that leverages generative AI to simulate the effects on skin of different interventions, including using different skincare products or adjusting your lifestyle, environmental damage such as UV or air pollution, and you can essentially use SkinGPT to visualize all of these effects on skin. And what the Skin GPT brings to the industry is that it's the first trustworthy way to simulate interventions based on the clinical trials. So it's not just a filter, it's not type of mathematical transformation, or it's not a Snapchat or Instagram. This is a technology that allows you to take real clinical data and visualize it. Because let's be honest, if you're telling someone, your transepidermal water loss function has improved by 15%, for you as a consumer and for me as a consumer, it doesn't mean anything. So the idea behind was that we really wanted to give visual representation to all of his clinical claims. And I think where SkinGPT is now pushes the industry is that first, it allows brands to have better communication about their products, because the core of the beauty is developing products. And we also want these products to be effective. For consumers, it's a way to visualize what type of results they can achieve when they're using specific products, which is again reinforcing their motivation and helps them achieve their skincare goals. And finally, I think because we now offer Skin GPT to more and more brands, and to use Skin GPT, you need to have clinical trials. I think where Skin GPT is pushing the whole industry is towards developing better, stronger, more effective formulations that actually help our skin.
The other aspect also, there's a lot of talk about responsible AI. So when we go into AI, there is that aspect of it. So since you began your career really in biotech and bioinformatics, has that background shaped the way that you think about applying AI responsibly to skincare?
I think that generally my background in STEM helped me a lot in building an AI startup. First of all, I think it allows me to understand the complexity of technical systems and even more complex systems such as our body and our skin, which is one of the largest organs in our body. And by understanding the complexity of processes, I think it helped us shapes the vision that systems not only have to recognize wrinkles very well or recognize acne very well or match the ingredients, but also they have to perform on very diverse skin types that you can encounter across the globe, and then understand all their challenges and limitations in how to interpret this data, and understand that different types of data have different types of correlations. And we really pride ourselves in Haut.AI that we strive to develop systems that have biological relevance and have relevance for the skincare domain. So that's why I would say that me working in biotech definitely helped shape the way we are approaching AI development at Haut.AI.
And let's switch gears to go into the commercial, the business side of it. So curious about what some of the biggest challenges you faced building How AI, and how did you work through it?
Challenges have been different. Some of them have been technical, some of them have been non-technical. I think one of the biggest non-technical challenge is hiring great talent. The reality is there are so many great companies right now on the market. There are so many fantastic artificial intelligence and generative AI companies that hiring talent, it becomes extremely, extremely challenging. Um, and we have to be creative about that. So, for example, we hired many engineers from hackathons and programming competitions. So, if you're building your startup, here's a tip for you. When it comes to technical challenges, I think challenges are when you are developing your AI systems at the beginning, at the R&D stage, you don't really care about how much resources they take. Your only desire is that the system works. But the reality is when you want to make this system available to thousands, millions of consumers, very fast you realize that it's not only about data science innovation, it's also engineering work and the engineering foundation that your company has to have in order to make this AI system really be able to function and don't break, provided with the speed that is required by the industry. For example, if I tell you that I have a fantastic algorithm and it's very accurate and it can tell 1,000 biomarkers, but inference time is 5 minutes, and if you are a CEO of, or maybe you're like VP of R&D of a big skincare companies, you will tell me no because no one's going to wait for 5 minutes. So I think some of these challenges have been about scalability and their ability to build a profitable business using AI systems. And we had to solve it with engineering talent, and also thanks to Microsoft, we also had a couple of good advice about how to optimize our infrastructure.
And the other aspect also, curious about where exactly, how your product is being used by customers, not in pilots, but real customer case studies and actual use cases. Curious about that.
Of course. So first of all, a lot of in many times you will be using Haut.AI system without knowing that because it's a white label system. But we now process huge amount of pictures per month, and some of the most common use cases is leveraging Haut.AI system on e-commerce websites to analyze skin and hair data and then collect recommendations of most suitable products and then continue to shopping experience. We have also recently expanded our capabilities into more channels. We have launched Skin Chat, which is our new conversational beauty shopping agent that brands can use not only on the website, but also put it inside WhatsApp, Instagram, Facebook Messenger, and we're also planning to launch on TikTok. And this system again helps you understand your skin profile, match your products, but also support the general wellness conversations to again help consumers define and achieve their goals. When it comes to Skin GPT, one of the use cases that's currently up and running with one of their European retailer is ability to visualize the effects of routines for consumers when shopping for skincare products. And we also have presence in the sun care with our products because some brands are using our system to simulate the effects of the photo damage over time and showcase to consumers how sun protection will help them maintain their healthy skin condition.
The aspect of it, one is I've been in customer meetings with you, and I've seen the excitement and also how engaged customers have been listening to your story. And I think the really important thing for me was to learn, one, when we work with startups, there is startups that are great at the technology, but not necessarily in the domain knowledge when working with customers. And for me, the really interesting piece was you're bringing in both the domain knowledge that was really valuable and credible for the customers, as well as the technology to solve the problem. So that was, to me, a huge insight as well. Um, the other thing that I'm kind of curious of on a personal level as well, what's a moment or milestone with Haut AI that made you step back and think, this is really working?
Um, First of all, thank you so much for your comment earlier. Like, I also love having meetings with you because we're also very insightful and you bring so much knowledge about the retail industry. But when I personally understood, okay, it works, is when I was having a conversation with R&D executive of one of a skincare company, and he told me, I tested the system of Haut.AI, and it told me I have a spot on my cheek, and didn't believe it, and I just went straight to the mirror and I looked on my cheek, and I saw the spot, and then he said I was sold. I like immediately decided to email you. So I think we're living for this type of moments to bring this magic when technology works so well that you just can't believe it's so good.
Perfect. Thank you. And from a Microsoft for Startups perspective, curious about how you feel the program has helped you and to move faster and build credibility and scale, all of that. I know we've been talking for a couple of years now, and it's been absolutely wonderful working with you. Curious about what your opinion was of the program overall.
I think we have been very lucky and privileged that we have been experiencing different parts of Microsoft for Startups program from, the general program, and then we were very lucky to get into the Pegasus program. I think the most valuable for us was the ability to speed up our AI developments and experimentation. So we managed to uh, develop many, many models and test their performance very fast, and we we were able to do that thanks to some of the credits that Microsoft provided to us, but also the fact that Azure ML is just very, very easy to work this. And for our AI innovation and data science teams, it was very helpful so that they could focus on model performance rather than how to make it up and running. And second is scalability, right? So we managed to bring these models from, works on my notebook to now it's used by thousands of consumers every day. And we couldn't do it without Microsoft guidance on the engineering. So I think this has been extremely valuable because, as you probably know, one of the the most valuable thing for a startup is time. So if you can move fast and you can develop your models and experiment fast, you basically will be ahead of the competition. So this is why I think Haut.AI is now top three companies in AI for dermatology.
Great, thank you. One last question to wrap up. Since you're at the forefront of this and you're engaging with a lot of customers out there, curious about how you see the world. So, looking ahead, how do you see AI continuing to change the future of beauty and skincare over the next few years, and also from a health AI perspective?
I think that how I hope and I think that how it will play a big role in the future of AI for beauty industry. Uh, I see more and more from the consumer trends and the conversations we have with our partners and customers, and where the science of skin is moving, is that beauty and retail are becoming interconnected with wellness and longevity. And AI serves as this super glue that puts them all together, combines multiple data streams, helps find causalities, and helps brands find insights to shape their strategy. So I think that future of beauty retail is at the intersection of traditional beauty, wellness, longevity, and innovation in AI and retail.
Thank you. And this has been a very insightful conversation, Anastasia, as always, and I appreciate your time. Also, for the audience, thank you very much for joining us and have a wonderful day.